Why, hello everybody. Welcome to week one here in Police Systems or Systems and Practices. This is my weekly update video. I will be publishing these usually on Friday mornings. There'll be a couple exceptions with Thanksgiving, and then I've got 1 week that I go out of town. So it will be published sometime that week, but it may be early, it may be a little bit later. Just kind of depending. But what we do in these videos is we talk about what we did last week. Well, this is the first one, so there wasn't any last week to do. And then we talk about what's coming up in the current week, and then maybe some of the future things that we're going to have to do for the course. So with that said, let me get out of the way, and we'll start with this first weekly update. Well, first we're going to talk about what we're doing this week. So I'm going to go to the weekly content, and then I will choose week one. And in week one, the first thing that I've got showing up here is the Criminal Justice Online orientation. Even if you've taken my courses before, please sign into one of these. It's great to have people that have been through it before. It will definitely help, and also make sure we're still on the same page. I'm going to have 3 different sessions. They're going to all be on Wednesday. We get this kind of early. You've actually got deadlines that are due Thursday at midnight, so you need to kind of know what's going on. You've got to get something done that first week, or the college will drop you, so just kind of keep that in mind. There will be 3 sessions at 10 a.m., at 3 p.m., and then at 7:30 p.m. If you are unable to attend any of these sessions, send me an email giving me a date and time that would be convenient for you to meet with me virtually, so that we can again go over the same thing and make sure everybody's on the same page. To get to the session, we're going to be using Blackboard's built-in program called Collaborate. It's the easiest one I've seen as far as getting into the system, and it's right built into the course. You will follow this link, and you're going to be logging in as a guest. So when you get into the system, just click on the link. It should come up. Or click on the link in your email, either one. When it comes up for your name here, type in your name as it is in Blackboard, so that I'll know who is. Don't put nicknames or anything of that. I might not be able to connect your nickname to who you are. So please put your college name. If you've got a nickname you preferred, put your college nickname and then parentheses your preferred nickname. That's good. Once you hit join session, it's going to allow you to use your camera and microphone. Say yes. I can't do that now because I'm using the microphone and camera on the computer, and it will just kind of crash the system. You will mute your mic once you get in until we're talking, because it brings out a lot of background noise and such. But try to keep your camera active. We want to be able to see each other. This is our meeting session where you're meeting other students. They may not be in your course. They may be in one of the others. And if you do have more than one of my online courses, you only have to sign up for one of them. So you don't go to 3 of them. If you're in 3, you'll kind of get bored. It's going to all be the same thing. So the next thing we need to do, let me get back to the right page. And the next thing you're going to do, well, the next thing up is the weekly update video. Well, apparently you're watching it. So you either found it here in Blackboard, or you follow the link that I gave you in the email that I sent out. It's kind of an introductory email that has several different things in it. So kind of a breakdown. Watch the weekly update video. You're doing that. You got one down. Mark that off your checklist. Then you're going to watch the introductory video and the APA plagiarism video. Then you'll do the introductory quiz. You've got to make a 100 on it. Keep taking it till you get there. Then you'll introduce yourself in the discussion board and the paraphrase discussion. We'll get down to them in a minute. You'll then go and watch the research paper video, and then take the research paper quiz. You'll need to make at least the 100 on it to move on with the course. So be sure you pay attention. Again, just like the introductory video, the questions don't change, and you've got as many tries as you need. And the last thing you'll need to do is select your research paper topic. Also subscribe to the Ask Your Instructor, but we'll get down to that in a minute and I'll show you. So the introduction video is going to be right here. generating a new version as we speak. My computer's doing all the work. Then the APA plagiarism video. If you've been in my classes before, it's the same video. If you feel you know it well enough to pass the introductory quiz, both APA and the plagiarism part, you're good to go. Apparently, I uploaded this video in spring of 2016. APA and plagiarism don't change a lot, so the video has not changed. So you don't have to watch it more than once, as long as you know what's expected. In the particular things we have problem with in the APA, people don't get the reference page right. So you might want to watch that section. The next video is on HonorLock. If you've never used HonorLock before, please watch that video before you take the introductory quiz, because you will be taking it using HonorLock. The quiz is, I think 10 questions. I don't remember right off the top of my head. And you have unlimited tries. If you get them wrong, let me tell you, you'll know the right answers the next time. And the questions don't change. The question order does, but the questions don't change. As far as introduce yourself, go ahead and click on this discussion board. Tell us a little about yourself, your current job, your goals, what your major is. Just kind of like we do when you introduce yourselves in class. Same thing, something unique about yourself, hobbies, pets, whatever you want to tell us. You will be doing follow-up posts to welcome your fellow students next week. Next is the paraphrase exercise. It's fairly simple. All you do is read this newspaper article, not a very long article. Then you will click on the paraphrase exercise. Don't go back and look at the article again. Once you've read it once, you're going to paraphrase it, not quote it. So write down what what the article meant. You will then look at, again, next week you'll be looking at some fellow students. You'll make some comments on them. You'll notice that nobody's going to write the same thing unless some people just kind of cut and paste it. That doesn't work. This is paraphrase exercise. This is so that you kind of make sure you don't plagiarize accidentally by accidentally typing the same thing. So just work on this exercise. This will work out good. Next thing we've got is the research paper. I'm going to go to it in just a second. I want to do this Ask the Instructor page first, and then we'll get back to the research paper. The Ask the Instructor is for you to ask questions that are relative to the course material, not personal questions about, your test scores, what class should I take next year, and Zelda got arrested, what should I do? All kinds of personal questions I get. If you've got questions like that, email me. That's not something for the whole class to talk about. But if you want to know when something's due, what's a good source for your research paper, whatever, things like that other students would have the same question, ask here. So I want you to click on this when you first get here and go as soon as it opens. It wants to run slow. It's trying. There you go. And click on this little subscribe button. And what that will do is that will bring the anybody ask a question, you'll get an email telling you they have, and that way you can look at that email and you may learn something. It might have been a question you had yourself and you just just didn't want to take the time to ask maybe. Don't worry about getting inundated by emails. I've been using this Ask the Instructor discussion board for probably about 4 or 5, maybe 6 years. And the most I've ever had is maybe 5, 6 questions. The average is probably 2 or 3 the whole semester. So it's not something you can get, you're not going to get emails every day with somebody else asking another question. Now you get an email when you ask a question, you get an email when there's a response. So that is what will happen there. So now let's go back to the research paper tab. Just click on that link. There are 2 different types of papers you can write, a traditional research paper or a patrol observation. I would probably recommend the patrol observation because it's a little bit different. You just have to find a local agency to ride with. You can ride with, I know Allen PD's had officers ride. I've had officers ride with Galveston, with Manville with Pearland, League City. So there are several different agencies that will allow you to ride. You just check with them, check their policies on what you need to do the ride along. And they've been doing it all through the pandemic, so it's not like it's something that was shut down. I had 20 students ride during the height of the pandemic, which kind of surprised me. Even if you are a current officer, you can do the ride along program. The only stipulation is that you ride along with an agency that you do not work for and have never worked for. So if you're currently working for Alvin PD, you could do a ride along with Pearland or the Sheriff's Department or any other agency in the area, and that can be very interesting. I did several ride alongs after I was an officer. I rode along, when I moved to Santa Fe, I rode along with a Santa Fe officer just to kind of get a look at the city that I moved to. And then when I was at a conference in Corpus, I did a ride along with Corpus Christi PD, which was kind of interesting. So, even if you're an officer, you can do it. You just can't ride with your own agency. That's quite counts. Or one that you work for. So watch this video. Then you will need to, again, if you're going to do the traditional research paper, you'll need to select your topic. If you are going to do the ride along, just let me know what agencies you're planning on riding along with. Again, watch the video. You've got to make a 100 on the quiz. It's located on that same page too. So go ahead and get that done. Same question, same thing with the introductory quiz. You can retake them as many times as you need. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Looking forward to seeing y'all at the orientation and again for the rest of the semester. We'll talk to you later.